We're down to the last little bit of trim around the door. And then the pantry will be finished. Yeah. Welcome to our channel. I'm Kathy, and my husband Rich and I are building a very energy efficient earth sheltered home here in the Adirondacks of New York State. Last week we shared a video about the costs of our unconventional build from the slab to the burial over the last 3 years. And it was a shocking amount of money, even for us. And that number did not include the interior or exterior finishing. This year we did end up logging some of our land, and the money we made from that is slated for the exterior roofs and porches to be finished. We should be working on those soon, but that leaves little to nothing for the interior finishing. So we're basically doing one room at a time on a very tight budget. We already completely finished and shared the cost of the master bathroom and the master walk-in closet. We also have a few rooms in the works, such as the kitchen and the bedroom, and we'll be sharing those costs as soon as they're completed. But today, it's all about our DIY custom walk-in pantry. This is what we do, Rich. We move everything from one place to another.
That's it. It's the dream home, Kathy.
Yeah. We have successfully piled some more flooring there and there. It's really for the whole house. I got such a good deal on it. I couldn't say no, and we love it. But wow, it's a pain in the neck to move. So, pantry is pretty much almost empty. More free stuff.
From my friend Dave.
Thanks,
you,
Dave.
Thank you, Dave. It will go to good use.
We're going to use it to keep our master bedroom closet quiet and keep the pantry cool. And all the sheetrock in here, like this piece, was also from him, right?
Yep.
And we're going to use some other sheetrock he gave us over here.
Yep.
And basically everything in the pantry is free. Or
as far as the
leftover.
walls go.
Yeah, so far.
Kathy has a vision. I'm just here to make it happen.
Oh, well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
Question. On this wall behind me, can you tell where the 1/2-inch sheetrock meets the 5/8-inch sheetrock?
Not at all. Where?
So this is 1/2-inch. I mean, this is 5/8, and this little area is 1/2-inch, remember? Because we didn't have enough.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You can't even tell.
Can't let a perfectly good piece of 1/2-inch sheetrock go to waste.
No, not at all. Getting ready to paint the floor. We are going to give it 2 coats of dry lock. We learned that that's actually kind of helpful to keeping the room a little drier. At least we think so. Painting in the dark. It's coming out fine though. Second coat. And hard to see, but the light is done. A nice little base under it. Richie got the wood. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
I like
sort
it.
of. I love it.
Richie,
great. Yeah. What'd you get today?
I got, hang on, the light's gonna blink. I got a whole bunch of 1x12. Enough to finish this job anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna block in those pipes so we don't see them.
Gotta catch a beam, Kathy.
So unfortunately that one pipe right there is like right against the concrete dome wall. And that makes it super challenging because it's concrete and we don't want to put any nails or anything in the concrete at all. And it's curved in 2 directions and then has that funky angle in the corner. So somehow he's creating a chase to go around it. And you know, we just do the best we can. I mean, we knew this was the pantry.
Yeah.
It's why we decided to put all the pipes through here to get to the 2nd floor so that we didn't have to see them in the main house. And it's fine. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And Richie discovered a new little feature of the Gorilla Ladder.
I dropped this drill 3 times before I realized that was there.
That's great. There's one on the other side too. And you got all these other little trays and things that you could put screws and hammers in. Oh, look at that. You liking that ladder more and more every day, honey.
Yeah, it's a good ladder. I like it. It's comfortable on my feet.
That's great.
Because when you're old like me.
And that is something that we bought on our own. We did not get that for free. We really, really just like this ladder. And we bought it ourselves.
Yeah, I like it. It's lightweight, folds up flat.
And nice big steps on this ladder for your feet so you could stand solid.
Nifty little angle measuring tool on Amazon.
That looks nice.
Don't listen to light, Kathy.
So we're not big microwave people, but we got this microwave on Amazon because we do use it sometimes. And I actually love it. It's a retro looking microwave. And we're gonna make a shelf right up here. I want to give it a little extra clearance. So we'll go like up here with the microwave. Rich and I went back and forth about what to build the base shelves with because our budget is so tight, but we finally relented and decided to buy some discounted maple plywood from the local repurposed lumber store. It was $39 a sheet because it is so heavy duty, but we want to make sure it's nice and strong because we only want to build it once. Curved walls, it makes it hard. This was really, really challenging. And
Like more screws.
Making it up as we go, that's for sure. But it will look great when we're done. All the countertops were pieces left over from when we did the kitchen counters. Rich had to do a little joining, but he made it work, and they didn't cost us 1 cent extra. So we got most of it done. We have one nice piece left, and we're gonna cut it to make the 2 pieces for that area right there.
Cut this piece first, like Kathy said. We'll be able to get this one. And this piece we're gonna flip over, and we'll have the long end in the corner to meet this one. And we might have just enough scrap to make this happen because it's within a ½ an inch, and we're not sure what's gonna happen here.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
She's a little sticky, so it's good. I'm gonna
It's so good, huh?
let that dry up, and we'll give it a
Oh, this
sanding,
is
and then it'll
great.
be ready for another coat. I just transferred the measurements from the short end and the long end. That looks good. Alright, just gotta make 2 more of those. Ooh, I like it.
We just made this nifty curved wall template. That'll be a support for shelves on this wall by the microwave here.
It's definitely time consuming because there's a lot of trial and error, a lot of patience required, and we're getting it done piece by piece. Then we're going to have to take it all apart and get to stain it all and then put it all back together. This is my latest piece. I feel like it's good. Next thing we'll do is work our way up. So this one was the hardest one because of that concrete wall which has a curve, and we're trying to get some kind of parallel lines going here. So it's not as easy as it looks. We put it together, and then we take it apart, and then we put it together again.
And then we take it apart.
And then we take it apart to
and then we
stain
put it together again. A little hot?
Struggling. Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Can't take it.
Yeah. I hear you, honey.
I'm really determined to get this on the first cut.
Okay.
I just don't understand it, why I can't happen.
Because the curve of the dome curves in 2 directions.
I know, and every time I cut it to fit the curve, I'm short. So I need to make it like an extra inch longer to get the curve, but you can't measure the curve because it's an inch longer. So we slide this out. What you gotta do, bring it right back here.
Ah, that's swift.
Step up on the stool. Bring it all the way back in the corner. I'm going to get these last couple of shelves in on this side. Time. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. Time waits for no man. Time is money. If you spend too much time thinking about it, you'll never get it done. I'm looking at all these quotes about time, and I'm talking about that today because a lot of times some of these videos that we're making, I'll look a little bit grumpy, and most of the time it's because I'm racing against the clock and I don't feel like I'm having enough time to finish the project at hand. I also feel like it's taking way longer than it should. So a perfect example is these shelves behind me here. So these shelves, you know, that we're working in the pantry on these shelves, and there is nothing straight about these shelves. They are rounded, they are angled, they are different sizes and shapes, and each one took a whole lot of time to make. So a lot of times when I'm making things like these shelves, I look very grumpy, but not today, because today they are finally going in place. So all the time that I spent on these shelves will finally pay off. There's another saying that is one of my favorites is, don't be afraid of moving slowly, only be afraid of standing still. And I like that one because a lot of times I do move very slowly with these projects, and a lot of times if you don't have the time to do it right, when will you have the time to do it over? So let's get to it. There's no time like the present. We're going to put these shelves in today. Come on, let's go. B is for bottom. This is the M for middle. Alright, I think I made Kathy very happy today.
Yay!
The pantry looks fantastic. Really want to do the floor just so I can have this room finished. It's not a lot of flooring, a lot of angles, maybe a lot of time. Let's see where we're going to go with this. This one I had to take the little corner off to make that transition. There you have it. We did it. All I gotta do now is all my little moldings around the bottom. It's only 45. I still can't get it in.
So Rich is working on the moldings to go around the bottom or the base of the cabinets, and he's using what's left of our...
Some old jiggery strip.
We're repurposing the jiggery strip.
Yeah, so I thought these would make nice pieces. I'll stain them, or you're going to stain them.
Yeah, the jiggery strip, in case you're wondering, was part of what we needed to connect the metal part of the dome to the construction part of the dome. And it's very, very thin what, 1/4 inch?
It's like a little more than a quarter.
Plywood.
Yeah.
And we're practicing in the pantry because we plan to do the same thing in the kitchen when we get the floor done.
Bottom screws here.
We're down to the last little bit of trim around the door. And then the pantry will be...
Finished?
Yeah.
And that'll be how many rooms in the house that are finished really from beginning to end?
3.
3. All right. Done. It definitely took some time, but the rewards are well worth it.
So for a total of $485 and some well-spent quality time, I finally have the pantry of my dreams. Thanks to Rich for making it possible. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kathy, and my husband Rich and I are creating a simpler life in the Adirondacks, but simple doesn't mean easy. See you in the next video. I had to shut the door because the wind is cranking and the rain started to come in.